Welcome everyone to exciting semifinal round action of the Bowling Showcase Challenge. I'm your host Mark Martin, and with me is my co-host Stephanie Penksa. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thanks, Mark. Here we are after weeks of head-to-head elimination matches. 4 teams are left to fight it out in the semifinal round. After this, the winning 2 teams will move on to the final championship match, and our 2017 Bowling Showcase Challenge winner will be crowned.
And remember, we started with 16 teams, representing various bowling groups and centers from around Metro Detroit, facing off head-to-head in single-game Baker elimination matches. Now, after the first and second round action, 4 teams remain to continue their quest for that ultimate prize.
And our venue for all this bowling action is right here, Plum Hollow Lanes in Southfield. We'd like to thank them and General Manager Carmen Allen for helping us bring all the action to you at home. Come down and check them out sometime. Okay, Mark, it's time to tell us about the 2 teams facing off in today's show.
This week's Bowling Showcase semifinal match features 5 Star versus Ansara. 5 Star, they made it this far by beating Vision in the first round and following that up with a victory over MD USBC Lifetime team in the second round. And who's their opponent? None other than Ansara. Ansara punched their ticket to the semifinals first by beating Plaza way back in week 7, then beating Lady Liberty in round 2, setting up today's match. Both of these teams are one step away from that final championship match. Today should be an exciting and competitive all-out battle to the finish.
Once again, we have a very special guest to help us bring you all this excitement. Our special color analyst, bowling superstar, and Team Canada medalist, Robin Orlikowski.
Okay, so let's get to it. We're going to move into position, get a better view of the action. We'll be right back with the start of the match after these messages on Bowling Showcase. Owning and operating a bowling center is a unique business, and no one knows it like Sandy Hansel and Associates. We've been buying, selling, and valuing bowling centers for over 30 years. We've sold over 500 centers and valued more than 1,200 centers throughout the United States and Canada. We often assist the purchaser in securing financing, obtaining your liquor license transferred, and avoiding potential pitfalls unique to this business. Trust your next bowling center transaction to Sandy Hansel and Associates, bowling's only full-service broker, appraiser, and financial advisors. Visit us at sandyhansel.com. Metro Detroit USBC, your source for everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world. We support USBC certified league and tournament competition. We provide 11 tournaments for all members of our association, including men, women, youth, seniors, scratch, and handicap competition. The top reasons for belonging to the Metro Detroit USBC are having your average recognized, bonding of league funds, rules of the game, assistance in resolving league issues, equipment standards of the game, charities, and awards. Visit us at mdusbc.com.
Okay, so here we are in the final semifinal round match of the Bowling Showcase. Robin Orlikowski with me. Robin, thanks for joining us.
It's great to be back. Thank you.
You know, we got a couple of pretty high-powered teams here, 5 Star and Ansara. You know, I mean, they've bowled well in the past. What do you think?
I think we're going to start it off right here and
with Rick Schultz.
Have a good match.
That's right. 232 high average. Got his mother in the audience. She travels to every competition with him. Throws a nice strike.
What a way to start for his team.
In fact, the rumor is on Rick's mother, she has every score sheet in his entire adult career.
No way.
That's the rumor.
Wow. And he probably bowls a lot.
I hope she has scanned it and put it into an electronic file somewhere.
That would be nice. Yeah, heaven forbid something bad happen.
Right. Darren Flores, who recently shot back in December, an 890 series. Leading off for Ansara.
He's still having fun from his
Still having fun.
match a couple weeks ago
That's
there.
right. I remember last week, Woodland started off the first 7. So it's good to see both teams start off with a strike here.
Yeah, that just really gets the team pumped up, fired up, starting on the right foot with a strike. It's all even still.
Anna Marie Ianello. Good delivery.
Nice shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Blow the 5 right out
Oh,
of
look
there.
at her. She's reacting back to
That's
Darren's.
Right. That's right. Take that. Great shot. Great shot, Anna. So Jonathan Murphy. He's a mechanic. 242 high average. Been bowling since the age of 3.
Blowing on his hand there. He's probably trying to make it a little bit more tacky so that it grips the ball a little bit more. He's got a high backswing. Powerful shot.
9
Stones
pin.
a 9-pin.
Stone 9.
So that ball was just a little high. Luckily, he got the 4-pin out. Stone's a 9-pin.
Could have easily been a 4-9. A lot of times shots like that
Yeah.
are.
Yep. So leaving a 9-pin on this is much better. So using a strike ball here. He's going to stand to the left part of the lane, throw across to the right.
Good cover. Good cover.
Fills the frame.
Now Roger Folkema. Roger is he was 6 years in the Air Force as a Chinese cryptologic linguist. Robin, you and I talked about that. We have no idea, but I'm sure it's very important to our defense.
It sounds important. Thanks for his service. We appreciate that.
You bet. Nice strike by Roger. First 3 for 5-star. Crystal Niedermeyer. Lives in Westland. She's a secretary, high average 205. She was the MD USBC 500 Club champion a few years ago.
Yes.
Trips the 4.
You could tell off her hand that she liked that shot. Trips the 4 forward for a strike. Lots of smiles there.
Okay, Pat Cusick. Pat got his Cubbies hat on again, his world champion Cubbies hat, World Series hat. Wouldn't want to take it off now, might break his lucky string.
Exactly. He was he threw the ball quite well in that other match, and why break the luck now, you know?
Exactly.
Keep it. Yeah, it
Good
just
shot.
brings him another strike.
No
So
problem, no
he
problem.
hooks the lane a lot. Probably helps with it, you know, he cups his wrist a lot, and that really allows him to get a lot of revs on the ball.
He uses the entire lane.
Yeah, all 60 boards.
So Lou Ansara, our super sponsor, sponsored this team, half sponsored the Ansara Shank team earlier in the competition.
All right, he's happy with that.
Yep.
He's okay with that. It went high.
Left a 3-pin,
Got the 10 out there. So
relatively easy spare.
Yep.
Lou's high average is 218. You know, his family owns the franchise for Red Robin Restaurants of Michigan. And Lou's into a few other enterprises, including the SSO, which is a senior monthly tournament organization which Lou founded back in 2011.
Yeah, gets
Nice.
the spare, no problem there.
Nice cover by Lou.
Helping his team out.
So Lou's on the sidelines here pointing at Pat's hat. A little bit of stuff going back and forth. So now we got Jim Grant, the anchor bowler for the 5-star team. If you remember back in their last match, he had a little trouble with his footwork, a little
Yeah.
trouble with the approaches. Hopefully that's solved by now.
Well, with the shoes that you have these days, you can switch the soles. Looks like he has no footing problems on that shot.
No problems on that one. So 5-star's got the first 5. Now, this is almost not quite reminiscent of last week because the Super Bowl obviously had a bad start. But Ansara's had a decent start, strike spare. But you know, they're down.
Yeah, they are.
They're 30 pins down already.
Well, it's still early in the match.
It is.
You don't know what's going to happen here. So
Trey
up.
Yep, Trey Raines, the anchor bowler for Ansara.
Throws a good ball there. Liked it.
So they're Dutch through 5, and 5-star is perfect through 5. So
yeah, they only had two frames there where they stoned a 9-pin with a little high, left a 3-pin with Lou's shot there, but
I know it's a great match so far.
it was really good.
You know, the teams are going to switch lanes. We'll come back after these messages on Bowling Showcase.
DeCarlo's Banquet Center in Warren is one of the finest full-service catering centers in Southeast Michigan with 7 banquet rooms. It's the perfect place to host your next event. We're known for offering great food and exceptional customer service along with affordable prices. From birthday and graduation parties to weddings, showers, corporate and church events, we provide elegance you can afford and the flexibility to meet all your needs. Our menus start at just $9.75 per person. Call DeCarlo's Banquet Center today to schedule your next special occasion.
Okay, so here we are back for the second half of this semifinal match, second semifinal match. We've got the 5-star team and Ansara. 5-star working on 5 in a row. Ansara, strike spare, strike. Anything can happen, I guess, right?
Yep. There's still a lot of frames left here. Each team just wants to stay clean. If Ansara can put together a couple doubles, a triple together, that would really help them out.
Well, here's Darren Flores. They're working on a strike.
Oh, okay.
Look at that.
Yeah, he's having fun with it.
He's having a real good time.
So he's been perfect so far this match for his team.
Yep. A strike in the first, strike in the sixth. Good guy to have lead off, a little bit of energy.
Yeah, really fires a team up. That's what you need. You know, a good leadoff bowler gives you a good read on the lane and gets the team fired up.
That's right. In this Baker competition, it is all about the team.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, you only get 2 shots per game, so you have to make the best of them.
Here's Rick Schultz up to lead off for the 5-star team.
Yes.
So now a 6-bagger. So let's see, we got turkey, a ham bone, a Yahtzee, and what's a 6-bagger?
6-pack.
6-pack. Okay. So let's. We may have to invent some here as we go along.
Yeah.
If it keeps up. So now John Murphy.
Now, in his last shot, he stoned the 9-pin. So let's see what he does here. Oh, and slaps out that 4-pin.
Slaps out that 4, that's right.
So that helps. I mean, like I said, if they could start stringing some together here, this is getting to be a really interesting match. Even though 5-star has 6 in a row, there's still 4 frames left.
Yeah. Anna Marie Ainello, 181 high career average.
Oh, no.
Oh, left a 4-9 split. Great shot.
Yep, that one came in a little high. You know, she liked it, and when she, left the 4-9, she was a little disappointed, obviously. So how to pick this one up is to go for the left side of the 4 and shoot it into the 9-pin. But Mark, would you just go for the pin count, or would you actually shoot for it?
I guess I'd have to really look at it. I would have done exactly what she did.
At least get 1.
Get 1, that's right. Because 1, when you're on a strike, 1 is 2.
Right, it adds up to be 2 points.
That's right. For those of you at home that don't know how to keep score, you really need to learn how to keep score.
It can help you.
It can
Especially
definitely
in
help you.
situations like this when they have to look
That's
over
right.
at the board and say, hey, what do I need to do?
That's right. You know, we're all fortunate to bowl, many of us bowl in centers that have automatic scoring. And those young people that maybe haven't learned the nuances of scoring, it's kind of tough. Crystal Niedermeyer here, up for the Ansara team. Got the big strike, got the big strike.
With some of our teammates yelling freeze when they wanted to make sure it stayed there right in the pocket.
That's right.
Solid strike.
You know, so the Ansara team looks like could have just taken the lead. So we got Roger Folkema up.
All right. Slaps that one out. He's excited. Trying to pump up his team. Like, let's go, team. Let's do it.
Okay, so Ansara, Lou Ansara up for the Ansara team. A strike right here would give them a 14-pin lead.
All right.
Went a little high again, left
Okay.
that 3-6 again.
He's not
He
happy
left a
with
3-pin the last time, but that same basic shot as he had last time.
Right. Yeah, he wasn't really happy with how he
No.
threw that. You could tell by his reaction, but similar spare to the frame that on the right lane. So this one, you know, just do it like you did last time.
The
Feel
Ansara
the frame.
team has got a
There you go. All right.
oh, I'm sorry. The Ansara team has a 8-pin deficit. Talking about keeping score at home, and I just kind of messed up my score sheet. Now,
Is that like when I messed them up the last week when I said something about the 300 and then
Yep.
and then he didn't get the strike in the 7th or 8th frame.
Yep. So Pat Cusick up. Looks like we're missing a ball. And so we don't know exactly what's going to happen here. And so we got a little bit of a mechanical breakdown. And so we'll be right back after these messages to finish up this high-scoring match between 5-Star and Ansara.
The Michigan State USBC Women's Bowling Association provides recognition and tournament competition to all levels of women bowlers. Competition include Women's State Tournament, this year in Bay City, State Queens in Holly, and the Midwestern Women's Tournament in Dayton, Ohio. Recognition includes first-time 300 game and first-time 600, 700, and 800 series. Visit MichiganWBA.com for entries for these tournaments and more information on women's bowling.
So apparently now they've found Pat Cusick's ball.
Yeah.
You know, the rumor down on the floor is that Lou Ansara did something to make his ball disappear. So it has returned.
This is how they're trying to ice them, slow them down just a little bit because 5-Star's ahead a little bit
5-Star is 8 pins up, and they're working on a strike. And so now Pat Cusick lined up. You know, they could be messing with his head a little bit too, even more beyond that.
Oh.
I guess he showed them, didn't he?
He gets the 8th pin out late.
Go ahead, try to ice me.
Yeah.
Go ahead, try to ice me.
He didn't really like the shot, but it still struck, so who cares?
That's right.
All right, now we've got Trey up here.
So Trey Raines has an opportunity to strike out for 238.
Okay.
If he does that 238, then that would force 5-Star to just get a mark, I think. So one ball at a time, Trey Raines, for your team.
And that's how you need to approach every shot. Is focus on that task at hand.
Oh.
Wow, he almost got it out.
He almost did.
All right.
Okay, so he left the 10-pin. Not on your typical 10-pin leave, though.
No, yeah, he went high there. He was lucky that that pin came across, and unfortunately, he didn't take out the 10 pin.
Unfortunately, they could have used it. So
But to keep the pressure on, he really needs to get this spare
got to get this spare, fill the frame.
and fill it as much as possible.
That's right.
he's using his strike ball for his spare.
He took his hand out of it, though.
Yep, he tried to flatten that release a little bit so that the ball didn't hook as much. So now here he needs to give it
Strike will give him 227.
Yep, as much as he can get here. I like to call this sometimes give it a fat fill.
A fat pill.
A fat fill.
Fat fill.
Yes.
Ah.
Fill it up. Give his team as much of a chance as possible. All right.
There we go. 227 for Ansara. Pretty respectful score. Now we have Jim Grant. Jim threw a strike back into 5th frame to close out the first half for the 5-star team. And right here, he just needs to kind of keep his feet out from keep his feet under him.
Yeah, and that could, you know, play in your head a little bit since he's been having some footing problems on this pair of lanes. You know, it could get in there, could sneak in there. Oh,
Solid off his hand.
great shot.
Great shot.
Yeah.
That
Solid
seals
line.
up that match. That puts him into the 250s.
Wow.
So we got 176 through 7 after those first 6 strikes. And then 3 in a row now. So they can punch all the way out for 266.
You know, it's fun if you think about it as bowlers, all the different terms that we use. Like you just said, let's punch out.
Right.
Oh, got that one a little to the right there.
A little wide. Left the 2-7.
Well, thankfully, he didn't do that on his first shot.
That's right.
So convert the split here.
Convert this split for 254.
Not a bad game.
No, that would be the 2nd highest game of our competition behind now Woodland at 277. So let's look at 5-star. In week 1, what did they do? You know, in round 1, what did they do? They shoot 250. In round 2, 161. In round 3, he's going to cover this. Oh, we have another little technical difficulty. The 7-pin got knocked down. 7-pin has to be respotted because it was there. So we're just kind of waiting for the mechanic to do that. But in the 3rd game, he covers this, be 254. So in the championship match, because they'll obviously be there now, which team is going to show up? The one that shot that or the one that shot 161? Okay, now we got that 7-pin respotted. You know, this match has had a couple of mechanical issues. Not really a big problem, but, you know, those things happen in a bowling center, and the staff here at Plum Hollow Lanes has addressed those. So now he's aiming for the 2-7. Gets just the 2-pin for a game of 253. A great game by 5-star. They win 253 to 227. The teams are congratulating each other. What do you think about that, Robin?
Wow. You know, it's hard to compete against a team that comes out with the first 6, you know, and we saw that last week too, where Woodland started with the front 7, and the Super Bowl had a hard time catching up. The Ansara team really gave it a good shot, very valiant effort. It really came down to the end there, like the 9th, 10th frame.
So we'll be back with a interview with the winning team by Stephanie right after these messages on Bowling Showcase.
The Bowling Centers Association of Michigan is a nonprofit trade organization that protects, promotes, and advances the interest of its members and member centers. It is the only association in Michigan affiliated with the Bowling Proprietors Association of America. Benefits include group purchasing programs, tournaments, annual convention and trade show, education seminars, and legislative representation. Interested in becoming a member? Contact Bo Gergen at 989-600-0100. 0992 or visit mibowl.com.
Congratulations to 5-Star Lanes on beating Ansara 253 to 227. Now that was an amazing game, and you guys were pretty close up until the 10th frame. What made you guys push through and come out with the win?
We came in with a different attitude. Approaches were a little bit better, and we bowled well as a team, and everything came together for us this time around.
Well, now that you made it to the finals, are you guys excited? Are you guys nervous?
We're excited. I think we're going to do well.
That's good. Congratulations, you guys did awesome. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, so now our finals are set.
Yeah.
We have 5-Star, who just won here. We have Woodland. Both had really great scores in the semifinal round. What do you think? A couple of 300s in the finals?
Well, wouldn't that be amazing?
Wouldn't it be?
And if they do that, it's sanctioned. It counts.
It does. It's right. Now, next week again, finals. After all these weeks, we're 14 weeks into this. We have 1 week to go. Woodland, 5-Star. 5-Star is kind of the tale of two cities.
Yeah.
You know, they're like 250, 161, 253. We're Woodland, 248, 225, 277.
Yeah, they've been very consistent.
They're pumped.
Yeah, they've been very consistent. So this next match here is really which team is going to come from 5-Star.
Yeah, we just don't know.
So hopefully they've got their feet under them now and they're ready for a really high-scoring match.
You know, maybe we had, those couple little mechanical things we had in here we thought would dissuade 5-Star a little bit. Didn't do it.
No, it didn't nice them at all.
They fought right through it. So we're all set. Finals next week. You be here. Bowling Showcase Challenge Edition. Final match coming up next week here on Bowling Showcase.